Now let's talk about this fake Igbo king. This fake Igbo king came to Ghana, I think around 19. I'm not really sure about the time he came to Ghana, but he stayed in Ghana for more than 28 years. And this man married a Ghanaian, and he just woke up one day, he crowned himself king in Ghana, like king of the diaspora in Ghana. What he was even saying earlier was like, he is the king of Nigerians in Ghana. So Nigerians now stood up and say, king of waiting, we don't know you. Later he changed to king of the Igbos in Ghana, that the diaspora, that they choose him. Then some group of the Igbos said they don't know him. And there was a time he wanted him to be crowned, that he brought himself, that he wanted to be crowned. Yes, to be they should crown him to be a king of Igbos in Ghana, and they said no. And before a person, like group of people reject a person, they should know what they've seen. Maybe there are one or two things that the person is doing that is not right. So afterwards, this man now went on his own. He went on his own and crowned himself the king since 2012. Then I think he uttered a word on, I think 2013, saying that he's going to build a kingdom for like Igbo kingdom in Ghana. Whichever way I say it, yeah, even though you are going to, even though there are 2-3 houses you build and put hospitals, restaurant, everything, you fence it, everything will be inside. Now kingdom be that kingdom, they will build walls around the kingdom for your people, like to secure your people, Rabbi. So even though I should call it kingdom, now kingdom, even though he knows talk kingdom, that's the time I said kingdom, then some people came for me that he didn't say kingdom, and I must not call it kingdom, but anywhere that houses is more than 10-20 and is fenced is a kingdom, my sister, my brother. So look at what this guy did though. Afterward, okay, so Ghanaians now stood up one day and say, who is that person calling himself king in Ghana? It's not allowed. Later he said, but before he even accepted that, okay, he's not a king, he's a chief, he came out and was bashing those people that were against that, saying that they lack home training, they lack, that they are disrespectful. If they can disrespect their elders, their kings, who is seen not to be disrespected. You see, you are in another man's country and you open your mouth to say that. I even saw a guy's video. I don't know if the guy is a Ghanaian, but the guy sounds like a Nigerian. And I dare that guy not to use filter on his face. I dare him not to use filter on his face. I'm talking to you. And sis, I'm going to make sure we watch that video so you can also air your opinion on it. Yes. So the guy was saying that, and was challenging us that we should talk about the fake Igbo king. Me, today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, I will keep calling him fake Igbo king. And he can do nothing about it because you are not allowed. Yes, you're not allowed. Even the Igbos said you have to be from a royal home. I interviewed few people. It's just that, yes, I interviewed few Igbos in Nigeria. And they told me, if you're not from Igbo, like the royal home, a royal home, family. Royal family, you're not permitted to be crowned a king. Yes. So you dare me, and I'm telling you today, fake Igbo king, I'm calling you fake Igbo king. You're not a king, and you can never be a king in Ghana. Ghana is for Ghanaians, and Nigeria is for Nigerians. So pack your bags, your wealth, and everything you are beating your chest about, go back to your country.
What I have to tell Ghanaians is, if you allow that man, we are Nigerians, so he's from our country.
And not even talking about, not even our country, sister. Yes. This man is an Igbo man.
Igbo man from Nigeria. As in, he's from our country. Yes. If you allow him, give him few years from now, you will be surprised what he will do with that empire he wants to build.
They will not even allow. They will not even allow. They've stopped him already.
You're not a king from birth, as in you're
not from a royal
from a royal lineage. Yeah. You want to claim royalty in
not even. He wasn't permitted. Like, he was not allowed to do that in Nigeria. Last time he wanted to be crowned in Nigeria, they said he's not from a royal home, and he went back to Ghana.
Hey, too much.
And they tell you, my sister, you understand this one well. So sis, as I was saying about this fake Igbo king, as I said, I will never stop calling this man fake Igbo king. So you can imagine what he told Ghanaians, the response he gave them, that they are disrespectful, they are blah, blah, blah. He said all manners of things. So one honorable, he's one of the candidates, like presidential candidate, he came out and he supported those youth that were against the thing, because the man was coming out to say trash on the internet because he thinks people are not in support, They are those people, the youth talking, are just saying trash and all. So when Honorable Dr. Ayariga got involved and everything came like fire. And aside him, so many people are really like they are involved, because according to Dr. Honorable Ayariga, that he has so many proof about of the crimes this very fake Igbo king is doing in Ghana. See, what Ghanaians do not want is for somebody to come into their country and be committing crimes, but wherever you're from, they welcome you, like, so long as you're going to stay peacefully, like, and do things, and do things right in Ghana, nobody will stress you. And this man he has been a king, yes, the king of Igbos in Ghana for a very long time, until when he came out 2013 and says 2012, 2013 that he wants to build a kingdom, and he repeated that same thing again on 2018. He doesn't know that he was denying it, not knowing that videos are there. And you know, one thing with Ghanaians that I wanted to know is that Ghanaians would never open their mouth and say something without proof. That's the reason why I stood by Honorable Dr. Ayariga. And up to now, even when the government said they should calm down, allow the government to do their work, right? For him to even accept the fact that, for him to even calm down, after everything that is happening on the internet, all the effort, he put on this issue, for him to calm down. You know, an angry lion is not very easy. Like, you can't calm an angry lion easily down. I respect Honorable Dr. Ayariga, the way he calmed down. Just after a little time he spent explaining himself and giving evidence. And you know, for him to calm down, that means something is cooking up privately that people do not understand. But you know, Nigerians are already all over the internet jubilating, challenging Ghanaians. They don't know that Ghanaians say it's even better for a Ghanaian to come out and say something so people will hear. But when he's cooking something secretly, that one is dangerous, but people do not understand. And this fake Igbo king did not know. Even the wife should not. You don't know your people. That's what I'm asking myself all the time. And you stayed in Ghana for more than 28 years and you don't know Ghanaians. That means you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. And another thing is that, sis, I want you to know something again. Do you know that there's something they call Yam Festival? They did not plant yam in Ghana, but they are celebrating Yam Festival in Ghana. Who does that? So he said, pack your yams, like pack your celebration, go back to where you plant your yam and celebrate your Yam Festival. That is not bad now. If you want to do birthday party, nobody's stopping you from doing birthday party in your, or wedding. Nobody's stopping you. But Yam Festival, and all those kola nut and is it snap or something that they're pouring on the floor. This is not your ground. This is Ghana ground. That's what they're saying. We don't know what you are holding. We don't know the enchantment you've done. You just might pour it on people's land. It's even cost, not even on Ghanaians, on top of his head, if he doesn't know. There will be, should I say, oracle clash. Or what would I even say?
Because
when you are, yes, and Nigeria is Nigeria. They're even calling themselves Biafra.
Yes, you cannot adopt your culture to somebody's land. It's like they are adopting it, taking it to Ghana. Yes. So all these things now, see, Nigeria always do the right thing, no matter how hard it is. Always do the right thing. Try so that will make Nigeria great again. Because and this change that we're talking about, it always starts with us. Because if it did not change, if I did not change as a person, I'm not expecting you to change. But if I change, you change, the next person change. That's how the chain of the change will begin. But this one is very wrong. It's very wrong because, truth be told, if you bring that Yam Festival in my state, we don't know it. We'll pursue you. Not to talk of, this is Nigeria.
They're even celebrating that same Yam Festival in Kaduna, in Kafajan here. They're celebrating it here in Kafajan. But they are Nigerians.
They are Nigerians.
Okay, I dare you guys, be Biafra and say you want to come and celebrate it here. You see what will happen.
So, Nigeria, we are here.
Not even Nigerians. All those Nigerians. And
the country itself, we are the country. So what is going on in this country is something that we cannot even say it all. That's why we go beyond everywhere to say the truth, no matter how it sounds. This is our country. Nobody rejects his own. But for the fact that they are not doing the right thing, we have to come out and say it. Because we are not in support of anything wrongdoing that is happening in this country. Our hands no deep. Because God in heaven will hold us ransom if we see the bad thing that is happening and we try to hide it all in the name of there is nothing hidden on that.
And another
that's
thing,
what they used to say.
Exactly. And another thing again, we've been hiding. People have been hiding these atrocities for a very long time. Now we are saying enough is enough. No hidings again because Nigeria itself has failed us. Now, so we go they hide everything where they happen here, but we thank God for social media. Every blessed day, I always thank God for social media because everything that we say, it goes around and people see. Yes, we are not going to be suffering silent anymore. And I thank God for that.
This message is for the Nigerians living in Ghana. First of all, let me tell Chukudi Eze. Chukudi, you are not a Ghanaian, and Ghanaians don't recognize your kinship. We don't. First of all, how dare you come from your country to establish a throne in somebody else's country? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Who told you that you have the right to come and plant your culture in the midst of a foreign country? Why are you so desperate to live in Ghana? Your country is there. Go to your Igbo land and build your kingdom there. We don't need you. Can't you get it? We don't need you. My God, you're doing too much. We don't want you. You think you can rub your shoulders with our kings, the kings of Ghana? No, you cannot. Why? Because we are kings. They come from a long lineage of kings and they inherit them. You, which royalty do you come from? Besides, you come from another country. So we don't recognize your kinship. We don't recognize your culture. You are a foreigner and you will remain a foreigner for the rest of your life. As far as Ghanaians are concerned, we don't recognize your kinship and you can never be a king, and we will make sure you will not rub shoulders with our kings because you are an illegitimate person. Your kinship is illegitimate. Our kings inherited their thrones. There were two people, they voted you. So can you compare yourself with them? Secondly, let me tell you, there are those who say that Ghanaians and Nigerians are brothers. We are not brothers and sisters. No, it's never true. Do you know why? Because everywhere you go, it is culture that defines a people, not the color of their skin. Culture defines us. That's why you see African Americans, they left here, the shores of Africa, and went to America, right? But when they come together again, as they come back, they don't behave like us. We are different. Culture is what defines us, not the color of our skin. And so if there is a group of people that Ghanaians are related to, that we can call brothers and sisters, it is the Togolese people. It is the Burkinabes. It is Ivory Coast. Not you. Certainly not you. You are not even our neighbor. You are not even our neighbor. We don't even eat the same food. We don't even marry our women the same way. We don't have the same cultural practices that you have. You are loud, we are quiet people. You are arrogant, we are humble. Count. What else? You are criminals and we are not. You see, there are so many things you do that we don't do. So we can't be brothers. We can't be sisters. The only thing common between us is that we were both colonized by the British. And the fact that we all belong to Africa. But you're not our brothers. We can never be. That is why you behave differently. And I understand that because you are opportunists, you want to, we are brothers, because you are a manipulative person. You are not our brothers and you are not our sisters. We don't have the same culture, Jack. We don't. And those of you who think that Mahama is going to protect you, no, you're deceiving yourself. Because Mahama, this is his last term of office. Mahama, this is his last tenure of office. The first time after Atta Mills died, he did part because he was the rightful person to do, because he was Atta Mills' vice president. So he had to do part of Atta Mills' first term, and then he stood for the election again, and then he won. The second time, the second 4 years, he didn't win. That was when Akufo-Addo came in. So Akufo-Addo ruled for 8 years. Then Mahama won again. So this is Mahama's last tenure of office. When you Nigerians came in doing those foolishness in our country, and we started crying, all the politicians, both NDC and MPP, All of them are keeping quiet. The only person who stood for us was Hassan Ayariga. He was the only person who stood for us. So you think that if Ghanaians are voting today, and somebody comes to show up, we'll rise up and follow them? It is Hassan Ayariga we are going to pick, because we have come to know that he's the only person who can fight for Ghanaians and drive you out of our country. I promise you, you Nigerians, if it would take 1 billion years, we'll drive you out of our country. You will go back to your country. You'll go and fix your country. I promise you that. I promise you that. You cowards. You are cowards. You are afraid of police. You are irresponsible people. How's it that somebody like Jagaban is messing you up? All of you run away. 4 million Nigerians in Ghana. This small Ghana, all of you want to pack yourselves and come and besiege us? What is wrong with you? And when we talk, you flaunt your shoulders as if we share Ghana with you. Ghana belongs to Ghanaians only. If you want to stay, you have to obey our laws. If you are not ready to obey our laws, please check out of our country. We don't need you. Those of you are walking around boasting your shoulders. Oh, Ghanaians, our banks, we are supporting. What are you? Those blood money? Those blood money and cocaine money? We don't need those money. They are dirty money. You brag too much. You talk. There's no empty barrels. You think we don't know you? You think we don't know you? We know you more than you think. You boast, you have nothing. Oh, we have banks. Our banks. Those four, you have only 4 banks. Ghana had 23 banks. It's enough for us. We used to have 100 and something. Akufo-Addo consolidated some of the banks, so we have 23 now. You only have 4. 4 banks to serve you, because you do business in our country, so they are there to serve you. And Ghanaians, there are a lot of Ghanaians who saves there. Even me, I save in Access Bank. I have an account in Access Bank. It is my money which is there, and they loan that money to you to do your business. So don't come and boast as if you are supporting us. I'm pretty sure that a large number of you don't have documents. A large number of you don't even pay taxes. We are coming after you. You wait. We will come after you one by one. Watch. We will come. You don't pay taxes. You don't have any legitimate jobs you are doing. You're flaunting our streets, kidnapping and killing people. We will find you. Every one of you will find you. We'll find you. We will find you. And we will arrest you. Those of you and those Ghanaians who have been supporting Nigerians to commit crimes, if we get hold of you, if they will give the Nigerian 10 years, they should give you double. I promise you.